E3 2021 is fast approaching, and after 2 years of decent directs and random announcements, it's exciting to see what Nintendo has in store for this June. We will definitely see updates on games that were already announced, and some brand new announcements for games that we don't even know about. Today, in this video, I and a few others will be predicting what games Nintendo will be announcing at E3 2021. Joining me today in this video is Odyssey Central, Anton Retro, and Studio Arentain.
Hello everyone, I'm Odyssey Central.
Hey guys, it's me, Anton from Anton Retro.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at some of our E3 predictions. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was revealed back at E3 2019, and we really haven't gotten any updates since. Sure, we did get the inevitable more info coming soon from Aonuma, but we haven't really seen any gameplay or anything other than the CG trailer. This is definitely why I think it's pretty likely that we'll see more info about this game, since Aonuma did say that we'll have more info coming later this year. For what I think Breath of the Wild 2 will be, I'm hoping that we'll have somewhat of a new world to explore. I'm not exactly sure how that would work, but there's probably some unexpected plot in the story that we have yet to see. They might do something like a dark world, an underground world, or maybe even a significant upgrade to the map that we already have with some brand new worlds to explore. It would also be nice to see a return to the traditional dungeons, since that's one area that the original Breath of the Wild was lacking in. Regardless of how this game is, it will probably be the continuation of Breath of the Wild that we have been wanting and hoping for, and hopefully it will make an appearance at E3.
My first prediction for E3 would of course have to be a Smash Bros. Character. In Nintendo's last E3, we got Hero and Banjo, and Steve clearly would have been the character for 2020's E3 had it not gotten eviscerated. The obvious theme here is that these characters are big hitters. So with that said, I've whittled it down to two candidates. First off is Crash Bandicoot. He's an incredibly popular platforming icon and in my opinion acts as sort of a third wheel to Mario and Sonic. He just seems like a character that should be in the game, and he certainly has the popularity to back that up. Before Steve's announcement, my predictions for that event were Steve himself and Crash, so it just makes sense if I stuck with him this time around as well. I believe that Pokemon fighters have reached Fire Emblem levels of inclusion where they feel more like they were forced in rather than put in for their iconicity. It also just makes each one incredibly boring to me since they're all just super obvious advertisements. I'm not sure which Pokemon though. It could be Gen 8, which would be even worse for me since I really don't like Sword and Shield, but that looks likely at this point. The only way they could get me excited for a Pokemon rep would be if it were some sort of Pokemon trainer with 3 new Pokemon. We already got Pyra and Mithra, so a switching character isn't impossible, just not very likely. I could see them adding in a Pokemon rep to advertise the new games as well, which I'm super excited about, but I'm hoping Crash gets in. Unfortunately though, I could definitely see a Pokemon rep getting in instead. Oh, also dry bones for Smash.
So my predictions are a 2D Metroid game of some kind, and a new Mario Kart, specifically Mario Kart 9. Now, when it comes to a new Metroid game, they could either go the route of making a brand new original title, or creating a brand new remake of Metroid Fusion. This game would probably be developed by Mercury's team, as they have done Samus Returns on the 3DS, and Nintendo was probably very impressed on their work with Samus Returns that they are probably making a Metroid Fusion remake for the Nintendo Switch. This game has been rumored for quite a while, so I would suspect that it's actually completed, or is close to completion, as it actually may have gotten delayed. Now, I've never been able to really get into a 2D Metroid game, so hopefully this game is quite accessible, as I really want to play one, and this would probably be the best opportunity to do so.
Warioware is a series that has been consistent for the most part since the original game on the Game Boy Advance. Each console usually at least gets one, if not a few Warioware games. The Nintendo Switch is known for having many quirky, unique, or interesting games like 1-2 Switch, Nintendo Labo, and Ring Fit Adventure, so a new WarioWare game would be very fitting. It would also be nice to have some fresh new micro games that make use of the Switch's features like Gyro, HD Rumble, and IR Motion Camera. They could also have a few of the older micro games too, since the Nintendo Switch has a lot of features that the Wii and DS had. The last WarioWare game released in 2018 being WarioWare Gold on the 3DS, so the series definitely isn't dead, and there has been enough time for a WarioWare game on the Switch to be developed. Knowing how the series has had a lot of success in the past on Nintendo's more popular consoles, there's definitely a possibility we could see a new WarioWare game on the Switch relatively soon.
I think it's definitely reasonable to expect some sort of new Mario announcement. With Mario Golf Super Rush coming out soon, that's the only Mario game we have to look forward to so far. And, while I'm sure someone else in this video is going to point out a mainline Mario game, that's not quite the prediction that I have. It's already been almost 3 years since Super Mario Party came out, and yes, this might be contradicted because of the new, Internet Play announcement, but I think it's pretty reasonable to expect Mario Party 2, or Super Mario Party 2. I mean, with the original game lacking so much content, it's only normal that they're gonna make a sequel with, existing assets and existing characters, and add some new boards, minigames, and polish it up. I'd be down for that. Hopefully, they'll enable, handheld play. But what do I know? For all I know, we can get Mario American Football or Mario Skateboarding, I don't know. But yeah, Super Mario Party 2 sounds like a pretty safe bet. I mean, if we don't see it, then that's fine. I'm kind of fine without a Mario Party game. But hopefully, if we do get a Super Mario Party 2, it's like actually a return to form and we get more content and boards and, the whole shebang.
My first game prediction is a small one, but I just really would like to see Tomodachi Life again. This was one of my favorite 3DS titles, and it's one of the very few without a Switch equivalent. Speaking of, they could add the Miitopia Mii Maker to Tomodachi Life to make it even better. This one is definitely more of a hope than a prediction, but I just really think this would be a fun title to bring over.
Kirby is another game we could possibly be seeing for the Nintendo Switch at E3, because the time is right, and there is a possibility it could be going into a new direction. Kirby is a series that generally gets 2 games on each system, and they usually get released 2 to 3 years apart, so it is around the time we should be expecting to see a new game. The director of the Kirby games also said to expect something big for the series, and that the next game will be the pinnacle of the series. Since Kirby hasn't innovated that much over the years, I think it's safe to say that we'll have something along the lines of a 3D Kirby game. 3D Kirby has a lot of potential since it was only experimented with in Blowout Blast and other spin-offs. A 3D Kirby game would likely work in an open sandbox style like Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, or Mario Odyssey, because Kirby's movement allows for a lot of possibilities in an open space. A lot of mechanics would have to be reworked in order to work properly, but a 3D Kirby game could definitely work. Since Kirby's development teams have been teasing a project like this for a while, there is a possibility we could see a 3D Kirby game at E3.
One game I'm definitely hopeful of seeing is Bayonetta 3. I mean, it's been more than 3 years since the game was announced, and it's been more than 3 years since the Bayonetta 1 and 2 port were announced and released. I think we deserve at least gameplay. Considering the game's been taking so long, I really do hope that the game comes out this year, but if it doesn't, I'll be fine with that, as long as we see new gameplay and, more info on the game. The game has barely anything to show. It has less than even Breath of the Wild 2 does, and that's saying something. I've always been a huge fan of the Bayonetta games, and I really think that it'll get more exposure with the third entry. But, well, if the third entry ever comes out, I mean, it's been so long. They have to have something to show us, right?
Paper Mario games have been very controversial over the past decade because of some questionable game designs and many flaws. While many can argue that Origami King takes things in the right direction and adds many welcome features to the series, it's still held back by the restrictions put in place and a lack of experience points. A great way to reintroduce the older aspects of the Paper Mario series, such as a classic RPG battle system, and the original characters, is to release the older games, such as The Thousand Year Door. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is considered as one of the best Mario RPGs of all time, and actually hasn't been re-released at all. In 2019, Arlo started a petition to remaster The Thousand Year Door, and as of this video being made, it is the most signed Nintendo-related petition. This shows how much people want to play games like this on newer systems and re-experience classics such as The Thousand Year Door. so there is somewhat of a possibility that Nintendo ports the classic Paper Mario games to the Nintendo Switch. Even a remake of Paper Mario 64 or a Paper Mario Collection could work too.
And my final prediction, the one thing I want from Nintendo besides dry bones for Smash, I think it's time for Super Mario Odyssey 2. This was by far the most successful 3D Mario, and with the concept of capturing enemies having so much room to expand, I think it would be an absolute crime for this game to not get a sequel. With no other Mario game currently being announced besides Golf, I think it's about time they announce a new one. I would absolutely freak out at this reveal. I mean, Mario Odyssey is my favorite game after all, so a sequel would just be more content. With movement as good as it was in the original, it'd be a shame if we couldn't get more kingdoms to run around in. Maybe they could even expand some older kingdoms like Ruined, or add new areas to older ones like Metro Kingdom as well. They don't have a holiday title right now, unless you count the Pokemon remakes, which in that case I'd be incredibly sad. Breath of the Wild 2 definitely won't be coming out this year since they didn't even have gameplay at the last Direct, so a Mario Odyssey 2 would make perfect sense. If not Mario Odyssey 2 though, I could see Mario Kart 9 possibly being announced. I'd obviously love this, not nearly as much as Odyssey 2, but I would still like it nonetheless. I think having a sort of Mario Kart Ultimate with all previous racers would be a really neat concept, even if I don't see it happening. Whether it be Mario Odyssey 2, Mario Kart 9, or something else, I definitely think Mario will make some sort of appearance other than Golf at this year's E3, and I have a feeling it'll be a big one.
Now a Mario Kart 9, that's a big deal, and it would probably cement itself as one of Nintendo's best-selling titles for years to come. So I'm pretty sure that Mario Kart 9 will probably be a little bit different to Mario Kart 8. Now what I'm saying is they probably might do something like Mario Kart Double Dash, where they have a new concept or thing that's added to make the game more interesting. Because I feel that Mario Kart needs a bit of an update or a change, and I feel introducing a new mechanic or idea that makes the game even better without trying to disrupt the Mario Kart formula is an excellent idea. I've even been playing Mario Kart Arcade GP recently, and there's a lot of cool ideas they can actually take from that game. I think aiming and that kind of cool stuff to make it more strategic would be really cool. Now in terms of courses or characters, if they would like to try to make a brand new Mario Kart game to kind of phase out Mario Kart 8, they'd probably like to bring every single course from the retro games and some of the newer ones like Mario Kart Wii and DS into this game. I'd like to see all the Mario Kart Tour characters also featured in this game. And maybe instead of just 12 players in a race, they could increase that to 24 or maybe even 100. But who knows, Nintendo Switch Online might not be able to even handle that kind of stuff. But those are my predictions for E3 2021. And hopefully one of those at least comes into fruition.
2021 is the year of anniversaries. While 2020 had Mario's anniversary, 2021 has way more. You know, Zelda, Metroid, I believe Kid Icarus, and Donkey Kong? Yeah, it's quite a lot. Not to mention Pokemon. I think we're kind of destined to see ports of games that exist in those series already. But an anniversary I don't see many people talking about is the anniversary of Mother 3. The game came out 15 years ago in Japan and stays in Japan. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of people when I say that I think we all want that game in the US. Or really anywhere else for that matter. No matter where you live, unless you live in Japan, you don't got the game. I already have a perfect vision of what Mother 3 on the Switch could look like, and it's kind of rudimentary, but I'm really happy with what I came up with. Consider it, a 3-pack release of the first 3 Mother games. It can be just ports, that's fine. And possibly even a remake? I mean, like I said, it's been so long since the last game came out that either a remake of Earthbound or Mother 3 would be incredible. Imagine that with the Link's Awakening style, I would kill for that. And I'm sure some people are going to say that you can't really have a remake and a port at the same time, but it didn't stop Square Enix with the, I believe it was Legend of Mana? Yeah. And I just think this will be a great way to revive hype in the series, and okay, this might be going out on a loop here. I know Shigesato Itoi already confirmed that there are no other Mother games he's gonna make. And to an extent I believe him, but considering it's been so long, how do we know he hasn't changed his mind since then? I think, with all these announcements, and the 15th anniversary of Mother 3, we could finally get it. The announcement of Mother 4. I know, it's kind of far-fetched, and I don't expect it, but I definitely am hopeful. And if we do, I'd be freaking out, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I hope Mother makes a showing there. Something, even ports on Switch Online or something, I would kill for that.
It's hard to believe that the last Donkey Kong game was released over 7 years ago, because in the past we would usually see a new Donkey Kong game or spin-off every couple years. Since Retro is likely busy working on Metroid Prime 4, there's definitely a possibility that Nintendo EPD could be working on the next Donkey Kong game. Many people, myself included, have been wondering if the next game was going to be a 2D or a 3D game, and it's hard to tell. While it would be nice to have another 3D Donkey Kong game after 20 plus years, it's unlikely since most of the games have been sticking to the 2D formula. Regardless of if it's in 2D or 3D, it will still likely have a lot of interesting ideas or mechanics. It would also be nice to see King K. Rool and the Kremlings return because they have been absent from the DK games for a while, and it would be nice to see a return. A new Donkey Kong game is definitely a possibility, and it could potentially be announced this E3. Anyways, those are my predictions for E3 2021 with Nintendo. Let me know what your predictions are down in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to Odyssey Central, Anton Retro, and Studio Arentain. So, thank you guys for watching this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye!